One time. Yeah. 3 times. 4 times. Doing gang things. Living super clean. That done came up. Can't control us. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control us. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control us. Look at you done came up now. Get it how you live, miss the game up now. Ain't messing with yoga, but get the flame up. Hey, used to be Toby, but got your name back now. I see ya, paid under pressure. 25 lighters, got them all on the dresser. If it ain't for you, ain't for you then. If you a lame or a sucker, wanna dress you then. Grown up now, bump the childish ways. Got a wife and a bunch of kids to raise. Punch a clock side hustle or a business you endure to ensure that all the bills is paid. Slow clap for your homeboy, could've turned out like your homeboy. Been on the same block, cooking up the same rock on the cell block lock with your homeboy. But no, you had vision, you had gold. Brand new you on the old time road, take care of home where you bust your low. Black men don't cheat, screaming Bondi ho. Real men talk, real king ways. Still in captivity, but minds ain't slave. Got a little wisdom, boy, you PD grade. Giving out the knowledge on the stoop these days. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the folk that have moved up. Even if you had the slow start screwed up. Used to gang bang, now homie brewed up. Had a little plan, I had them blew up. Look at you like a man right now. Dressed to the T, smelling like a grand right now. And you ain't got nothing from a handout now. Just faith and hard work gets it planned out now. You could've took a bunch of dusty rolls. The hand dealt with a bunch of cards to fold. To stay hot while the world is freezing cold. The same plot, but the story's never old. Slow clap for your kinfolk. Could've been asking what your info. Prosecutor could be trying to do you in for the 2020 twins, so you passing out the info. But no, you had purpose, you had plans. I ain't throwing nothing on Mercedes Benz. Won't impress y'all, don't need no fans. That ain't my God, who is that man? This real men talk, real king ways. Still in captivity, but minds ain't slave. Got a little wisdom, boy, you peep these grades. Giving out the knowledge on the stoop these days. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. Yeah, real man. Sheesh. Yeah, doing cane things. Living super clean. That done came up.
1 time for my king doing king things. Mom these hoes cause you know he got a good thing. I submit and I cook and I clean and I never hold back on that wop, I'ma let it rain. Made me honest, I got a ring. All praises to the most high, let it sing. A real man able, sister never came. And I ain't going nowhere, this is not a game. Look at you, girl, you're lonely right now. Settling for bums instead of men the most high. He provide and protect so he get our respect. And he leading us aboard when them chariots fly. I don't really think you hear me though. You can't cross this bridge on some billy goats. Let them save you in the end like a Seminole. BS help me, shout let the silly go.
1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up.
What's up, everybody? Listen, tonight we're gonna do things just a tad bit different. We we don't have anybody scheduled to be on the show tonight, and we may not even do a full broadcast tonight because I've been sitting back thinking, and I've been like, I want to come up with some thought provoking content so that we can actually get better when we spend if you spend your 1 or 2 hours or however long you are over here entertaining what we bring to you from picking and choosing. Obviously, the name is what it is. We pick and choose. So in dealing with men and women and our interactions with each other, I find that we do that quite a bit. That's how I came up with the name to begin with. And having conversations with people, it seemed as if we pick and choose whatever position we take to support our narrative. We disregard things that can be factually true if it hurts our position. And so I think it's a little bit disheartening to go through social media on a daily basis. So I've made a decision to kind of fall back a little bit. I do still engage with it on a regular basis, but to engage it every day has opened my eyes to a few things. I realized as I started to be honest with myself that I spend a lot more time on social media than is productive. I spend more time on social media than is beneficial to me. It doesn't pay me, so I'm not generating any money from being on social media. It breeds a lot of resentment, contempt. It breeds a lot of hatred and frustration, and it builds a lot of false narratives. Oh, you know what? As always, I forgot to turn this thing on over here, but it creates a lot of false narratives. You got these narratives that exist that may exist about me or other people who may share my views, or just people in general who share their views. If you have an opinion about anything, somehow, some way, you're the enemy. And I don't understand how one's opinion can be perceived negative, like all the time, unanimously, all the time. If you go against a particular group of people, you're wrong. I mean, we know what groups of people you cannot criticize. In my opinion, there's two groups of people, at least in America, that you can't criticize. One of them you can't criticize globally. And I just find it strange. And there's a growing demographic of people that you can't criticize. If y'all don't know who I'm talking about the people who are in constant fights with the Palestinians. You can't criticize them globally. When it comes to America, you can't criticize them here, nor can you criticize people that look like me. We cannot be criticized. You say anything bad about us is automatically deemed racist. Racism is the number one go-to trope to say, hey, this person did something. This person said something against me. This person is trying to stop my advancement. And I just think it's so disingenuous. I think it's so petty, pathetic. And I think it sets the people group back tremendously. The third group of people that you can't seem to say anything about is the LGBTQIA plus community. And then there's a fourth group that's kind of rising, but they've been having this fight forever and they're never going to win. Ultimately, it's going to be a futile effort. That's why they have to bring in other groups like the LGBTQIA plus community, and that's women. You can't criticize women. We still do it. There's not a lot of backlash from talking about women. It's not like you're going to be completely canceled if you talk about women. But if you say the wrong thing about the LGBTQIA plus community, yeah, you'll be canceled, or whatever the equivalent thing is of canceling is in 2025. I don't hear the words cancel anymore, but you'll be blackballed to some degree. If you talk about Black people, you could lose opportunities, you can lose jobs, you can livelihood destroyed. If you talk about Jewish people, again, you can be destroyed. These three groups of people, for some strange reason, are extremely protected. Now, unfortunately, there's one group of people who don't benefit. They don't turn that criticism or the fact that people can't criticize them, they don't turn that into any type of monetary gain. They don't benefit from it at all. And that's the Black community. We don't benefit from anything. When people when we try to police how people talk to us and about us, it doesn't benefit us at all. We don't gain any traction from it whatsoever. As a matter of fact, I think it sets us back. Everyone else who's considered a protected group, they get to utilize their minority status to propel them to get certain things. We don't. We use it to get in the door, like get an opportunity to be in an entry level position. And I just don't understand why we use things like affirmative action and DEI to try to get ourselves a leg up or say it provides opportunities. Because the strange thing is, this is the land of the free, this is the home of the brave. If you have the courage to start your own business, you can. There's no legal entity stopping you from starting your own business. You can be a felon and still start your own business. So I'm just, it's just interesting to me that instead of us choosing to shoot for the stars, we choose to shoot for entry level positions. It's like, hey, I deserve a shot because I'm Black, quote unquote African American, which I hate that term. I think it's one of the dumbest terms ever. There's only one group of people that you can really refer to from a continent and then a country, and that's Australians, because only Australia is a continent and a country. So when you're saying Australian American, it's the country that they're referencing. They're not referencing the continent. It just so happens it's also the name of the continent. So when we talk about people from the Asian community, the country Asia, there's a lot of different people in Asia. They're not just Chinese, it's not just Japanese. And I don't know if this is the proper term, but the term, you know what, I'm not even gonna say it yet. Let me look it up. Let me look up that term to see if that term is considered derogatory. I think y'all know which term I'm looking for. Oops. Let's see. Yes, I thought it was. That's why I didn't say it. It's the the term that starts with an O that we use to refer to people of Asian descent, but um I didn't even say Asian descent because you got India is in Asia, Pakistan is in Asia, um, Afghanistan is in Asia, all these, Dubai is in Asia. These are Asian people, but we don't think of them as Asian. We know there's more of a centralized term, or there's a term like Middle East, which represents those people, but they're still in Asia. It's no different than Mexicans are Americans. We never refer to ourselves as North American American. Like if somebody moved here from Mexico, we wouldn't say they're North American American. If somebody moved here from South America, we wouldn't call them South American American. We'll say they're from Brazil. They're Brazilian American, things like that. Um, Colombian American. We don't say South American American. So we never refer to people as Asian American. We say Chinese American, Japanese American, Cambodian American, Laotian American, Vietnamese American. We don't call people European Americans. We say German American, Russian American, and Russia's in Europe and it's in Asia. It's like Eurasia. Um, it's just interesting. But even people from Africa, we don't call them African Americans. We call them Nigerian American, Liberian American, Ethiopian American. We call them Somali American. We don't call people African Americans. The reason why we're considered African Americans is because they don't want us to believe that this is our nation. And We're dumb enough to believe it. Now, I cannot prove that this is our nation, but no one can prove that we are from Africa. You see the conundrum? It's like, there's a story they want us to believe. And the story is you're from Africa. So people just accept that they're African descent, but they can't identify the nation in Africa of which they are from. So they rely on things like ancestry.com. I'm just amazed. I'm continually amazed by a group of people who refer to a group of people as racist, meaning white people. Yet these white people are people that we choose to trust when it comes to certain things. Like there's no black company that's providing you your ancestry. That's not a black organization. Man, let's see who the founder is. I just know it's not a black organization. Because if it was, white people wouldn't trust it the way and trust and believe. White people wouldn't be using it like that if it was a black organization. Ancestry.com founder. What do you know? Let's look it up. Let's show everybody who the founder of Ancestry.com is. And it's funny. It's awfully funny that we choose to trust people that we claim are racist. Now, I'm not saying the founder of Ancestry.com is racist, but we tend to think that everybody who's white is racist. At least if they have they have the audacity to speak on we, the black people. How dare you speak on us? You must be out your damn mind, sir, if you think you can speak on us. No, sir, Bob. So let's see. Here is the founder of Ancestry.com. This is the person that y'all listening to, or this is the person y'all let tell y'all how to trace. You can say, oh, they use technology. Maybe they do. Listen, I don't know how it works. All I know is that you can't tell me by taking my blood. You telling me you can date all the way back to where my father's father's father. So wait, let's do this over. My father's father, which will be my grandfather, his father, which will be my great-grandfather, or my great-grandfather, sorry. And then his father, which will be my great-great-grandfather. And then his father will be my 3 greats-grandfather. And then his father will be my 4 greats. His father will be my 5 greats. His father will be my 6 greats, 7 greats, 8 greats. So we got what? My father, my grandfather, my great-grandfather, my great-great-grandfather. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 10 people above me. It will be my 8th great-grandfather. Somehow, some way, you can tell me where he's from by checking my blood. Do you know how many different bloodlines and different women that are involved in this process? Who those women have fathers, and the bloodline of those women? Are we just dating it back to the man or the woman or who? So when you start down this spider web, so are we checking? See, I just gave you the lineage of my father's fathers. I didn't talk about my mother's fathers. I just talked about my father's fathers. So if we factor in, let's say we go my father, and then instead of talking about my father's father, we talk about my father's mother. So if we talk about my father's mother, she has a father. Can my bloodline trace through that lineage? Where does it come from? And how is this system able to trace all of these people to figure out who and where I come from? But hey, y'all want to believe what y'all want to believe, so go right ahead. So I titled this, Do We Listen to One Another? Because I think that it's interesting that when people have a difference of opinion, we're so quick to try to disprove the opinion instead of listening to the opinion. I shouldn't even say try to disprove it. We don't try to disprove it. We just discredit it. We ignore it. We act as if it doesn't mean anything. We act as if it has no validity whatsoever. And I just think it's interesting that we're so quick to tear something down and say it's not true, it's not right, it's wrong. And we can't necessarily validate our own opinions, or we would like for people to respect our opinion enough to at least hear it out. But we don't do that for other people. Now, I don't get on social platforms to really learn from people. Now, I will get on YouTube to learn. I do not get on TikTok or Instagram to learn from anybody, because I know most people on TikTok and Instagram, they're just talking. They don't have they don't have a leg to stand on. They don't really truly believe what it is that they're preaching. It's just talking points that they're regurgitating. They didn't do their due diligence to figure out if the person they're listening to even know what they're talking about. And we draw to a conclusion, a crossroads, where sometimes you can't prove claims. Like I'm making a claim right now that I can't prove. My claim is that I'm originally from the United States of America, or whatever this land was called prior to getting the name the United States of America. And I don't understand why that's hard for people to believe. But then people will say, oh, no, it's true. We believe that slaves were here. Or some of the people that was here were slaves. They didn't make everybody slaves from Africa. Everybody that was a slave here wasn't brought from Africa. And it's like, all right, so am I a descendant of slaves? So you ask the question, are we descendants of slaves? Who's a descendant of a slave and who isn't? Because if not everybody was slaves, and if not everybody who is a slave was brought here from Africa, some of the people, the indigenous people, were enslaved, then it's like, are we descendants of slaves? And if we are descendants of slaves, it's like, was our bloodline always slaves? Or were we something before we were slaves? Because we have slavery started in this country, they say 400 years ago. All right. So what were we before then? If we were brought to America, were we slaves in Africa too? If we weren't slaves in Africa, then are we necessarily descendants of slaves? Because if my bloodline prior to slavery was descendants of kings and queens, do you erase that history and just pick and choose? Shout out to me. Where your lineage starts? Do we start in the middle, or do we start at the beginning? I would really want to know the answer to these questions. I don't know. I don't know, when does your lineage begin? Does it begin as far back as you can trace? Do we ignore the inception of the people, or do we just say, hey, you know what? It don't matter when this people group was created or whatnot. We're going to talk about the parts that we want to document and record. And who documented it and recorded it? Was it Black people documenting our history here in America? Or was it another group of people who we claim we can't trust? Oh, my bad. Not that we can't trust, but that they're racist. So if this group of people are racist, should we be listening to them? And if we're listening to them, documented slave owners, documented bigots, documented racists, documented sexists, remember, these people had fought with their own women. Their own women fought against them for the right to vote. The women didn't want to listen to them anymore. I think it's interesting that white women didn't want to listen to white men, but Black women love listening to white men. Black women talk about how they had to fight for equal rights when they're talking to us. When we have these battle of the sexes conversations within the Black community, we talk about how, or we don't talk about, we get talked to. I'm a man, so I get talked at or talked to by women, and they talk about how they had to fight for all these rights, fight to be equal, to fight to this and fight for that. And I'm like, what black man stopped you from getting any of these things? Please tell me the black man who was in charge in America stopping you from getting your civil rights, stopping you from getting your right to vote, right to have a bank account, right to work. What black man stopped you from doing these things? It wasn't a black man, it was white men. But because we all share the same anatomy, somehow, some way, we're guilty. Now, what's strange and interesting to me is that when we try to beat on our chest, y'all remind us as to how the white man is above us. Okay, so if he's above us, then we weren't oppressing you. But y'all like to pick and choose. Shout out to me again. Y'all like to pick and choose when y'all are friends with the white man and when y'all not friends with the white man. See, when it's time to go against the black man, you ladies tend to befriend the white man. And when y'all mad at the white man, y'all throw black men under the bus with him. Y'all act as if we are just as guilty because we are oppressing y'all, because I don't think DEI exists because black men were stopping black women from gainfully being employed. Y'all claim that y'all are more educated than us. Y'all claim that y'all are more enrolled in college than us. Y'all claim that y'all have more businesses than us. And y'all also claim that y'all are now making more money than us. So I'm not understanding if these things are true. What's the real gripe with black men? Now, I want to listen. That's why I'm coming to YouTube. See, YouTube, I want it to be cleaner, no arguing, just really listening, trying to gain an understanding from the frustration that you women tend to have with us and the frustration that the gentlemen tend to have with you ladies. And listening to y'all has made me do some deeper thought and think about my own life. I have a woman in my life that I care deeply about. She gets on my damn nerves at times, but when I think about life with her and then I think about life without her, I would much rather enjoy life with her than life without her. Now, if I had life without her, I would figure it out. I will bounce back and I will continue to be whatever success God has for me. I will continue to be a father. I will continue to do everything I can to the best of my ability. And in some ways, I will run faster and I will be more successful. And in other ways, I would run slower and I would be less successful. Give you some examples of what I mean by that. If her and I weren't together, I would be a single dad or single parent, so to speak. And when I have my kids, because they're little, I will have to do a lot of paying attention to things that I don't currently pay attention to. My lady does far more of the parenting than I do, even though we're here together a lot. She's far more attentive to the things that they need. And I don't even want to compete with that. I believe she's better suited for that. Now, when they get up a certain age, I'm going to be the better suitor. So if her and I were to stay together for the next, let's say, 7 years, and then we split up, well, at that point, I'm going to be just fine with my kids because they'll be of an age where I wouldn't leave them home, but legally I would be able to leave them home if I had to go do something. I'll have one that's 11 and one that's 8. Now, I would never leave them home alone, but legally I could. At least in the state of Georgia, I could. So I would be able to do things right now because of the types of line of work that I'm in. I could bring my babies with me whenever I'm on project sites or I'm dealing with clients, but it's just not professional. Some people will have a problem with it. Most people probably wouldn't because I make a good enough impression that I'm able to appeal to them that it's okay that my kids are with me. Now, does it have a negative effect on me? Maybe I can't quantify it. Maybe people are choosing not to do business with me because I actually have my kids with me. Who knows? But at the end of the day, I've closed deals with my kids. I've conducted business with my kids. So that's not really the biggest problem. But being that they're 3 and about to be 1, that's a headache. Bringing them to a construction site or bringing them to a business meeting, it's not conducive. So it will definitely slow me down. That being said, my woman takes care of all of that so I can do what I do. And I have to acknowledge that. I have to be mindful of that to give her credit where credit is due. Now, she definitely gets the benefit from me as well because I take on the heavy lifting financially. So we are a benefit to one another. And I think we need to start recognizing that more. At least y'all can do what y'all want to do. I need to recognize it more. I need to be more mindful of the value that the people that are near and dear to my life, what value they bring to my life, which is not many people. I'll just put that on the record. Ain't too many people doing ish for me. Well, as a matter of fact, I'll go further on the record. It's only one person doing some ish for me, and that's my lady. Ain't nobody else doing ish for me. But recognizing our relationships, listening to each other. My woman has talked to me on numerous occasions about things that I didn't listen to. At least I thought I was listening to, but I didn't act on. And if I didn't act on it, chances are I probably didn't listen to her. I want to be different. I want to be better. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you want to be better. And so we have to make the conscious effort of being better. And so I want to listen to her more. She doesn't have a choice but to listen to me because I kind of march to the beat of my own drum for the most part. And she's sort of collateral damage. She along for the ride. And so I'm trying to be more mindful to listen to her more. Not that she's a pushover or walkover, because she ain't. She actually is a firecracker. She got a mouth on her. And if she was ever to get online, she would be professional, kind, sweet, all those things. But if y'all piss her off, ooh-wee, she's like a pit bull, like a bulldog, like a Doberman, like a Rottweiler, like a hyena, like a lion, and a tiger. Oh, she ain't no punk. She ain't no pushover. So I got a ride or die. At least I believe she's a ride or die. You know, only time will tell. And so if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I think I'll find out I'm wrong way down the line. I don't think I'm going to find out no time soon because she just really is supportive that way. And I appreciate it. So thank you very much. When you hear this video, I want you to know I appreciate you dearly. Thank you very much. You are, I can't even quantify what you mean to this family. You are essential, beyond essential. Thank you. We love you. We appreciate you. And we hope that you continue to come pressing forward, doing what you do for us. That being said, the question is, again, do we listen to one another? Now, I'm going to make bold claims throughout my time on social media and YouTube. And I think it would behoove you guys to just entertain it and listen to it and ask me questions about it if you don't understand it. But if you just right away want to challenge it, I mean, you know, that's what we got Thursdays for. You can come to the smoke show, bring your helmet, mouth guard, and chin strap. It don't end well for anybody, and it won't end well for you. So let's just converse. Let's talk. Let's hear each other out. I got a homeboy named Gotti that I had a conversation with him earlier today, and I told him that you know, we got to do better. At least I got to do better and letting him talk. When he's talking, he makes great points. He asks great questions. He challenges things I say. And, you know, sometimes I be quick to interrupt, interject, or whatever. And I'm working on listening, stopping, slowing down, letting people say what they have to say. I will interject if they're super long-winded because I'm not going to let nobody hold me hostage just talking. You're not going to do that with me. I don't give a damn who you are. Not my woman, not my mama, not my kids, nobody. The only people I'm going to let do that is a judge and, yeah, maybe just a judge. Yeah, only because they can lock me up. Now, depending on the cop and his or her temperament, I might let them get away with it too because they can lock me up. So anybody that can take my freedom away from me, yeah, I'm going to kind of give them the benefit of the doubt and be like, all right, let me just go ahead and shut up because I'm trying to go home. Other than that, yeah. Or, you know, obviously somebody had a pew to my head. I'm going to let them say what they got to say. I ain't going to interrupt them. But that being that, you know, I would love to converse with y'all about some things. I had a lot of different things I wanted to talk about, but I was just like, nah, I'm not going to talk about those right now. There's a lot of stories I posted on social media that I wanted to touch base on, but I really want to dive into hearing from women. I don't really need to hear from the fellas because I think most of these dudes are stupid. I think most men I talk to are stupid. I'm for the record. I think 70+% of y'all stupid. I'm sorry. I think the choices y'all make are reflective in y'all day-to-day lives. Y'all lives are not going well. And hell, that happens to me too. I don't make all the right decisions, but I don't think I'm stupid. I think y'all stupid. Most of y'all. Yeah, dumb as hell. And so, and the reason why I think y'all stupid is because I actually listen to the ish that y'all say. I really do listen to the ish that y'all say. And to prove it, I ask questions pertaining to the ish that y'all say. I don't just ask random questions that have nothing to do with nothing. My questions have everything to do with the things that come out y'all mouth. And most of y'all can't articulate yourselves. Most of y'all can't defend y'all positions. Y'all just feel, oh, because I feel this way. And it's like, damn, because you feel this way? Damn, we have to sit here and listen to you substantiate your claim with feel. I have a theory when it comes to feel. When people say they feel a particular way, they're right. I cannot tell you how you feel. If you are cold in the middle of the Sahara Desert on the hottest day of the year, at the peak, when the sun is at its highest peak, who am I to tell you that you are not cold, even though I'm sweating bullets? Who am I to tell you that you ain't cold? Same is true. Person could be in the middle of Antarctica on the coldest day of the year, and they can say they hot. How can I tell them they're not hot? If you say I feel hot, then damn it, you feel hot. So once you tell me how you feel, I just write it off as, hey, you right. Now I don't mean I agree with you, but ain't no point of telling you that's not how you feel. So I think if you want to have a constructive conversation, we got to get away from I feel. The moment you say I feel, it's like, well, conversation over. You got it. I don't know if y'all can hear my baby in the background because she's screaming her head off. I don't know what's going on, but she about to get herself in trouble. It seems like. Sucks to be her. But anyways, I got this other theory that I want to run by y'all real quick. And I'm gonna send this link out. So if anybody want to join me on this conversation, y'all can. So ladies, I got an analogy for y'all. The analogy, I think is fitting. I need to think about it a little bit more so I can really craft it and formulate it so that when I say it, I can deliver it the same way over and over and over and think through it to find ways that women will try to refute it and find some safeguards to make sure I'm always right. Because y'all do know that's my nickname, Mr. More Writer. Yes, I'm always right, for the record. Yes, I'm right. So what I'm about to say, I'm right. I just may need to massage it a little bit better to make it more foolproof. Because right now it may have some holes in it. And I need to find those holes and plug them. So understand when I say this, keep this in mind. I'm a big fan of Spirit Airlines. Spirit Airlines is my airline of choice. If I'm going to fly an airline, the very first airline I look to fly is Spirit. If Spirit don't go there, I will look to Frontier. If Frontier don't go there, then, I'll entertain some other airlines. Now that y'all have that, y'all understand I am biased towards Spirit Airlines. Spirit Airlines can get away with a whole lot of ish, and I'll still fly them. So much so I've been making claims over the last 8 years saying that Spirit can call me the N-word, and y'all know what the N-word is, and I will still fly them. People are like, what? You ain't got no dignity or respect? I do, but not when it comes to cheap airline tickets. I would much rather get to my destination for the cheap ski because I'm asleep 99% of the time I'm on a flight. So I'm not about to spend a whole lot of money to be comfortable when I'm going to be asleep anyway. As long as I don't wake up with a crook in my neck, I'm good. All right. If my butt hurt, I can get a seat cushion. Those little neck rolls work as a perfect seat cushion. I'm good. I don't care. They can give me a piece of damn plastic to sit on. I don't know why y'all got a problem on the airlines when y'all go sit at the stadium games on them hard seats, uncomfortable, no leg room. Y'all be at a football game for what, 3.5, 4 hours? The average flight in America ain't nowhere near 3.5, 4 hours. So unless you're flying from New York to LA, Seattle to Miami, I don't know what the hell y'all complaining about. It ain't like every time you get on one of these airlines, you got a 5-hour flight. The average airline flight for you is going to be 3 hours or less. And I think you can do it. You go to a damn high school game and watch a junior varsity game and a varsity game. You think you ain't there for 3 hours? Y'all sit on them damn benches. What kind of leg room you have in the bench? I'm confused. But y'all rather spend $700-800 on a Delta flight. Give me Spirit any day. And you know what? I'm gonna show y'all some examples of why I fly Spirit over them other airlines. So, anyways, ladies, I'm gonna tell y'all this, and I'm gonna show y'all why I fly Spirit. And then Spirit should send me a check. Maybe you know what? I'm gonna start endorsing Spirit more often and see if they give me some kickbacks. It ain't gonna be much because hell, the damn tickets ain't much. But hey, it's better than nothing. So I'm gonna see if Spirit will endorse my podcast. So look, or sponsor my podcast. I'm sorry. So ladies, when I think of y'all and how much y'all hate Spirit Airlines, I'm just like, why do y'all hate who y'all are in terms of airlines? If y'all were planes, if y'all were an airline, y'all would be Spirit Airlines. I mean, think about it. Spirit, to buy a ticket, the base price gets you on the flight. You don't get to pick your seat. They pick your seat for you. It gets you on the flight, and you get a carry-on item. I'm sorry, you get a personal item. I should know this. All the damn miles I got flying Spirit. I should know this. Let me see how many passes I got in my wallet, and I don't even put everything in my wallet. Let's see if I can show y'all how many. Hey, look at this expired passes. Look at all these. Look at all these Spirit airline flights. Yo, I fly Spirit a lot, my G. I do fly some of them other airlines sometimes, but that's not even all the passes, because there's probably 50 or 60 flights I've taken that I just used the ticket. It wasn't until I realized I could. Well, at first, Spirit didn't even let you put your ticket in your wallet. So for the longest, I had to use paper tickets. So whenever I had a paper ticket, it's not going to record here. It only records here if you add your flight to the to your wallet. But if you look at this, I'm gonna count them for y'all real quick. This is from 2021 to now, so over the past 4 years. I'm just gonna count the Spirit ones. We got, and you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna count them. I'm gonna cut them in half because it's probably round trips. I don't know if. Wait, let's see. Is this a round trip ticket? Wait. Let's see. Yeah, that's just the flight from Atlanta to LA. Okay, so here we go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. So I'm gonna cut that in half to say 30. So that's 30 flights on Spirit alone. Now I know there's at least 50 flights missing. Now I'm not talking about 50 one-way flights. I'm talking about 50 round trip flights, because there was a point in time where I was probably flying. I think in 2018 and 2019, I probably was doing about 15, 20 flights a year. I was flying a lot. So Spirit, hey, look, Spirit can say whatever the hell they want to say. They ain't call me the N-word. Like I said, I'm still getting on the flight. As long as them tickets are the prices that they are, I'm gonna get on the flight. And I want to remind y'all, this is why a lot of women get passed around, because y'all are like Spirit Airlines. If y'all truly was like Delta, y'all wouldn't get passed around as much. At least y'all would have never been visited by me. I can assure you that. I wouldn't have visited you too often. Not too many of you, I should say. Forget too often. I would have visited you maybe once, and maybe 1 of 1,000 of you. See, because of Spirit, I probably visited of 1,000. You probably visited about 400, 500 of y'all, and probably visited y'all probably 5 or 6 times, because hey, the base price. Now brace yourselves right now. Spirit's base price is the entry fee, if y'all catch my drift. The base price for a Spirit airline ticket is the entry fee to a woman's body. The base price Spirit Airlines is the entry fee to a woman's body. Now, Spirit lets you get on the plane for that base price. But if you want to bring some luggage, it's going to cost you a little bit more. Just like with women. Tip these women these days. You want some femininity? It's going to cost you a little bit more. Everything on Spirit is a la carte. They got some bundles now that they put these little stupid bundles together, which makes me deter me from wanting to fly Spirit because I don't even like looking at the bundles. They just look stupid. But women, most of the services y'all provide come a la carte too. Submission, got to pay a little bit more. Femininity, got to pay a little bit more. Respect usually ain't even on the menu. Just like in Spirit, they don't have a first class. They do have the big seat. Yeah, the big seat. You pay a little bit more for the big seat. So for the woman to do some extra things, you might have to pay a little bit more for her to do some of the extra things. But respect and her paying for a date, that's like first class. Spirit doesn't have first class. So to get her to do those things is not going to happen. It doesn't exist. Ladies, I'm going to keep working it. I'm going to tweak it. I'm going to perfect it. But I want y'all to understand where I'm going with this. You ladies are not Delta Airlines. First of all, the base prices. No. Oh, how cute. If you think you Delta, hell to the no. Let's go ahead and look at this real quick. So let's go and see what we talking about real quick. So we're just gonna randomly do this real quick. Just gonna randomly look up Spirit real quick. All right, so if I'm gonna fly from Atlanta, give me a city. The city I frequent the most in the United States flying would be Houston. So I go to Houston. Well, I used to go to Houston all the time. And we're gonna look at one-way flights. No, we'll do round trip. Now we're going to look at a date. I'm going to push everything out a week from Thursday. I'm going to do everything flying Thursday. Thursdays I found used to be one of the best days of the week to fly. So we're going to do Thursday, and we're going to do everything for 3 days. So we're going to go Thursday. That'll be Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday. So we're not going to count the day we flying, but we will count the day we return. So we're going to go to 26, 27, and 28. All right. I'm going to do that for everything, and then I'm going to push it out a week for each example. Let me open up another window because we're going to do Southwest. We're going to do Delta. And should we do anything else? We could do Frontier, but y'all know they kind of lock in step with Spirit, so there's no point. Who else y'all fly? Y'all fly United or American? I don't fly neither one of those airlines. The only way I fly those airlines is like, oh, I don't have no other choice but to fly. I don't even look at United or I don't even look at United. And it's crazy. I got a United Airlines credit card now. I need to start maybe giving them a little bit of. So let's check Houston again. Let's check Houston with all of these. We're going to go Thursday through Sunday. All right, we're going to fly on some flights. We're going to go. We're going to go Thursday through Sunday. And I don't know. I don't think Southwest go to IH. They may go to Bush. Yep. See, they go to Hobby. Yeah, they go to Hobby. They don't go to. All right. So this is what we're going to do. Thursday through Sunday. Okay. All right. So we're going to start with United. Let's see. We're going to look at the cheapest flights. I don't know about y'all. I'm pretty sure y'all paying for the cheapest flights. Now, unless it's crazy times, like you might have a 5 a.m. flight. You might be like, hell no, I can't do that. You may have a connecting flight. I don't do connecting flights. All my flights are direct. If I got to do a connecting flight, I'm probably not going to go. All right, so what we got right here? We got 337. That ain't bad. It's an early flight, but that ain't bad. Actually, you can do later flights and still get that price. All right, let's see if it stays the same when you book your return flight. Okay, basic economy works for me. Let's see. Oh, then you got to pick your return flight. Let's see if it stays the same or does the price go up. I don't know if that's a $600+ flight or if that's still a $300 flight. Let's see. Okay, it's still $300. Okay, 336. Boom. American is 336. Let's see what United is 336. God dog. Golly. American is at 897. Oh shoot. $900 to fly to Houston. Ain't no way in hell. Ain't no way in hell. Let's see. Flying back. All right. It don't matter. We're not gonna choose that early flight. That's crazy. 5 a.m. No, sir. Bob. We'll do this one. Oh, is that a connecting flight? Oh, hell no. You got to connect in Dallas. No, we can't do that flight. Oh, it don't matter which flight you do. They're all connecting flights. All right. Connected it is. So So let's see what we talking about. Yeah, we're gonna stay in main cabin. We talking about $900. 900 on American. Sheesh. Oh, look at Delta. Damn, 877. We're gonna come back. $877. No, we're not doing that 5 a.m. flight. Nope. All right, there we go. 7 a.m. Here we are. Ooh-wee. All right, let's see. Where we at? We at $876, ladies and gentlemen, on Delta. Let's see what Southwest talking about. No, we're not doing that 6 a.m. flight. We're going to do this 8 o'clock. Okay, 439. All right. Is that going or coming? What is this? Okay, next flight. Yeah, we good. Next flight. And then we're going to come back. Okay, 825. That's cool. Damn, you don't even get basic. Also, they upgrading you a little bit, the choice, whatever the hell that is. So let's see what this Southwest flight is. Damn, $876. I know you women can't afford these damn flights. Ladies, let's see what Spirit talking about. All right, we got that's 9 o'clock. Okay, damn, we got to go at night. So that would suck. So we wouldn't probably be able to go, or we may have to go the day before because they only have a flight going at 9 o'clock. All the other flights was in the morning. See, that's where the other airlines will trump Spirit because they have more flights or they may have more assortment of flights to choose from. And sometimes Spirit just doesn't have the proper flight combination. Look, they got all these other flights these other times, but they're all connecting flights. And we don't do connecting flights. We either going to go at 9:12 or we ain't going. So let's do this. Let's go back and be fair. Let's try to look at a later flight on these other airlines real quick to see what it compares when you look at a PM flight, a 9 p.m. flight instead of, we don't want to compare a 9 p.m. flight to a 9 a.m. flight. That, to me, that's not arguing in good faith. Me personally, I tell people like this. I don't give a damn. I go when Spirit say the flight is cheap. So that's how we work our arrangements. Now we ain't balling like that where we just go when we want to go and we just gonna be there when we decide to be there. Nah, sir. We like, hey, the flights say this. Come on, man. Give me a new search. Modify. All right. Yeah, give me a new search. All right, here we go. All right, let's see when we get to the evening. Oh, it didn't change for Southwest. 6:45 at night. They don't have anything later than that. So you still at the same price, $439. And then you choose your next flight. Let's see what Spirit was talking about. So we're gonna choose this $199 flight. Now, me, I'm not adding nothing, ladies and gentlemen. I ain't adding Nathan's. All right, then I gotta come back in the morning. That's the thing about Spirit that suck. You see how they shorten your trip? You're leaving the last flight on Thursday and you coming back home the first flight on Sunday. That ain't cool, but it is what it is. We talking about total flight, $400. That's a little higher than I would have wanted. I would have said hell no to this flight because I wouldn't dare pay $400 to fly to Houston. But it's $400 on Spirit. We talking about $800. We're talking about $800 on Southwest. It don't even matter at the time no more because Spirit don't have much flexibility. So we're talking about $876. So double the price on Delta Southwest. We're talking about double the price on Delta. We're talking about double the price on American. And we're talking about actually a cheaper flight on United. Look at that. Interesting. I said I got a United card. I may have to start looking at them a little bit more. Okay. We're going to have to check out United a little bit more. Now, I don't know what flights are like on United. I think I've only flown United once or twice. I can't remember what those flights are like. But I know Spirit flights, their shares suck. I'm not delusional. Hold on. Okay, yeah. So 336. So United was actually the cheapest one in this regard. Cool. I learned something. So 397 or 336. So it's $60 cheaper. Well, ladies, now help me understand. Do y'all really think y'all these Delta prices? Do y'all really think that y'all $876? Or do y'all think you more like this United flight or this Spirit flight? Now these prices are a little disturbing for me with Houston. So I'm gonna look at this search again because I usually play with the dates and everything. See, like you can play with the dates. You see this? You can do a flight for $65, but obviously that's on Saturday. That's changing the rules. We said Thursday through Sunday, so I don't want to change the rules. But how I fly, because I don't have a job, I will push my trip from Thursday to Sunday. I will push it to Saturday to Tuesday. That's what I would do. Now, everybody doesn't have that flexibility because most people have some type of 9 to 5 they need to get to, and I want to keep the rules fair. So what I would do is go 65, and then I would see what Tuesday look like. Look at that. Come back Tuesday, we talking about $44. We talking about $44, and you get a PM flight. So you get your full day. And look at that. We talking about a round trip now of $108, ladies and gentlemen. Try one thing. We're going to change these dates over here just to be fair. And then I'm going to go ahead and see what y'all think about what I'm talking about. Let's go back and, hey, how do we adjust this? All right, here we go. Modify. Well, hold on. Just search. Give me some new times. Okay. Oh, no, I got to modify the dates. My bad. So Saturday through Tuesday. Let's see what them prices looking like. Okay, they drop. Oh, good. Everything's dropping. So we're gonna go 612. We're gonna go 612 with Delta. We're gonna go American. Let's how do we modify this? Oh, new search. Here we go. All right, we're gonna go Saturday through Tuesday. And y'all can call me cheap. I'm perfectly fine with y'all calling me cheap. I'm not saying y'all are. I'm just saying y'all can. I ain't got no shame. I don't give them how much money I make. If I'm okay with flying the airline, I'm going to fly that airline. Now, when I get to the point I'm not okay with flying that airline, I'll stop flying that airline. Wait, what dates did I choose? The 25th to the 28th. Okay. I thought something was looking weird. 25th through 20. No, wait. Oh, I didn't change this one yet. I didn't change that one yet. Okay. So, we was going to do the 27th. I'm sorry, through the 30th. That's what it is. 27th through the 30th. All right, search. We'll come over here and do this one. Oh, that's why I'm in a different. Oh, I'm in a different month. What the hell? How did I get in a different? Oh, you know what? Hold on. I was in a different month for this. Let me check this original flight with United before I get too excited. I was in the wrong time frame with them. Oh, hell no. I knew something had to be up. Look at that. Back to 877. United, you just as terrible as American, Delta, and Southwest. I was over there. I had the wrong dates in there. The original dates was Thursday through Sunday. Here it is, 877. They right there with Delta, Southwest, American, and Delta, Southwest, and American. So nope. So let's switch it now again to the 27th through the 30th and see what it looks like. Okay, 612. Same as Delta. 612. We got American. 632. We got Southwest. Let's change this one. Where do I edit? Damn, Southwest is old. I hate their website, man. All these airlines got terrible websites. All right, we're going 27th through the 30th. All right, let's see what that's talking about. Same. Terrible. Let's see what the coming back flight. Okay. We can get a cheaper flight on the way coming back. All right, so what is it? $596. So right there, $12 cheaper than the other ones. Look, $13, $14, $15 tip. Look at that. We're talking about $600 for United, $612 for United, $632 for American, $612 for Delta, $596 for Southwest, or $108 for Spirit. So y'all telling me, come on. See, when I try to say things to y'all, do we listen to each other? Do y'all listen to me when I'm talking to y'all? When I'm trying to explain to y'all why I do what I do? Now, I fly like that when it's by myself. When me and my lady was flying and we was going back to her hometown, we were flying to neighboring cities sometimes because the flight patterns were just weird. Sometimes the flight times was whack. So we'll fly into Cleveland or something and drive to Pittsburgh or whatever. We was flying round trip. I was getting me and her both round trip tickets for $79 a piece. $69 a piece. Mind you, I'm flying to Cleveland from Atlanta, direct flight, and I'm flying back from Cleveland to Atlanta, direct flight, and it's costing me $59 for me and $59 for her. That's $120 for two people, round trip. But y'all want to take these crazy flights, talking about I don't fly Spirit. Does your bank account agree that you don't fly Spirit? No, it doesn't. Most of y'all don't make six figures. Most of y'all don't. Let's be real. You don't make six figures. So you sitting over here turning your nose up at an airline. I'm just confused. When you get on an Uber, do you take Uber Black? Or do you take the cheapest Uber? Yeah, do they come pick you up in a Hyundai Sonata, a Nissan Sentra, or they coming to pick you up in a Yukon XL? Are they picking you up in a Cadillac Escalade? They're not. Are they picking you up in a Range Rover? No, they're not. So I'm just confused as to why you can take the cheapest accommodations in the world to the airport. Now, mind you, I live in Atlanta. Depending on where you're coming from in Atlanta to the airport, you might have a longer ride to the airport than your flight to your destination. And you sitting up here, it takes me, depending on where I'm coming from in Atlanta. Now, I live close enough to the airport where it's not going to be as bad, but depending on the time of day, it'll take me longer to get to the airport than it will take me to fly to Orlando. Take me to fly to Miami. Oh, let's do that. Let's do one more. One more before I open it up. Let's do Miami. Because I fly to Miami. I used to fly to Miami quite a bit. Well, I won't say I flew to Miami quite a bit. I let a lot of plane tickets go to waste in Miami. I bought multiple plane tickets to Miami and I decided not to go. So Miami has two airports for the most part, because that Fort Lauderdale airport is where Spirit used to fly before they didn't even fly directly to Miami. So you had to fly to Fort Lauderdale, but who's tripping on flying to Fort Lauderdale? It is what it is. We look at that like it's Miami anyway. So Let's see what Spirit. Oh, let me get off Spirit. I want to go to these other ones first. I don't even want y'all to see. Damn, come on. Delta, I mean, Southwest, how do I edit this without hitting the back button? Y'all ain't got no damn modify. Here we go. Damn, that's little. All right, let's see. We're gonna modify right here. Then I gotta hit modify twice. This website is trash. So we're gonna go to Fort Lauderdale first. Oh, you know, maybe if I choose all the Miami airports, yes, it'll give me all of them. So I'll be able to choose from. All right. So if I look at Fort Lauderdale, we may have to change it back to Thursday, but right now we got Saturday. Uh-oh. We already at $331. We already $331. Let's see what the next flight is. And then 217. Uh-oh. We already up there. Ain't no way in hell I'm spending $541 to fly to Fort Lauderdale. Let's see. Change the flight. I didn't want to change like that. I should have just hit modify. All right, we're going to go to Fort Lauderdale. Damn, why it keeps doing that? All right, keep the dates. Okay, the dates are right. We have 569. Let's go over here. I don't even know why I'm wasting my time with these other airlines, knowing they're gonna be pretty much the same. I just want to see what Spirit gonna say. So everybody love to turn their nose up at Spirit. I'm amazed at all the poor people. I'm saying poor, not trying to be dismissive to anybody, but when you don't have a lot of money to be saying you don't fly Spirit, you don't fly Frontier. I'm like, are you out your damn mind? You do fly these airlines. You just don't want to tell people you fly these airlines. And for those of you who don't fly these airlines, y'all stupid. You're stupid. Okay, we got a cheap one over here with United. Let me make sure they ain't tricking me again. Okay, I got the dates right. All right, let's see. Is the grand total 287? 286? Okay, 286. Let's see what Spirit was working with. Ooh, we got Saturday because everything else is Saturday. So we got $44. And we got to do coming back on. So $44. And we got to do coming back on Tuesday. Ooh. Ooh. We could just pick whatever. Afternoon flight. $86. So we got $86 on Spirit. We have $541 on Southwest. We have $569 on Delta. We have $287 on American. Surprisingly, that ain't that bad compared to the other ones. And then we got $286 on United. So United and American ain't that bad. And some people are gonna see, I just fly American. So you're gonna pay triple the price still? I mean, you still sound stupid. It's $287. That is definitely more than triple the price of an $86 flight. So you can have an $86 flight, or you can go ahead and spend $200 more and pay $287 to get to the same destination, basically at the same damn time. Make that make sense to me. And you can't. Don't even try. You can't. Oh, and this is a connecting flight, might I add. Damn. American is a connecting flight. You're going to leave at 7 p.m. and arrive at midnight. What about it's a direct flight on Spirit. You're going to leave at 12 noon. You're going to get there at 1:45, direct flight. So you're going to spend $200 more to have a connecting flight. Let's see about United. Is it a direct flight? Nope. You're going to fly to Houston, another connecting flight. You're going to spend $286 to fly from Atlanta to Houston and then from Houston to Fort Lauderdale. How dumb is that? Here we go. Atlanta to Fort Lauderdale. But first, you're going to fly Atlanta to Houston, then Houston to Fort Lauderdale. Stupid as hell. I knew these flights was too good to be true when they was that cheap. No, sir. Direct flight on Delta. Is it a direct flight on Southwest? Uh-oh. One stop. Damn. You gotta connect on Southwest. You gotta fly to Chicago and then to Fort Lauderdale. Man, get that. You're gonna spend $541 to fly. Man, I'm done. For those of you that still think y'all want to fly other airlines, hey, by all means, do what you do, whatever floats your boat. I'm sorry, I've done my homework on this. I've looked at airline tickets, and I've let more tickets go to waste than people have probably paid for tickets. So when I listen to this foolishness that come out of people's mouths, when they don't listen to me, I'm trying to figure out, why don't y'all listen to people? Y'all don't have to agree, but can y'all at least just listen? Well, let's do this. Let me go ahead and see if we got some people that want to have a conversation with me, because it'll be a little bit better if we can let y'all come in and share y'all thoughts. You know, I am Mr. Moore Writer, but maybe I'm not right. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe y'all got some logic that y'all use. Come on, computer screen, stop doing this, man. I gotta go figure out why my damn computer screen keeps stretching full screen. I'm trying to shrink it so that I can move stuff around. But hey, there go the link, y'all. If y'all want to come in and have a conversation with me, ask me some questions or challenge some of the things I said. Look, we're talking about Ancestry.com, talking about the fact that Black people are native to this country, talk about the fact that white people are racist, which I'm confused. We're talking about DEI, how Black people or women or whoever is sitting here acting like DEI and affirmative action is needed when a country where entrepreneurship is the backbone of everything. These airlines, how people fly, people not appreciating their woman or their man. I just think it's just interesting. We just live in an interesting society, and it's really burning me out. All the time we spend on these social platforms, spend more time on Instagram and TikTok than we do with our significant others or our children. And we're just arguing with people. We're not conversing. But let me see y'all comments. I mean, y'all may have been talking to me. Maybe y'all don't want to cam up. Hey, what's up, Nora? I get detailed so easy. Do you mean derailed? Look at this comment. This nigga get detailed so easy. I don't understand what that means. Whatever. Most are from West Africa, coastal countries. Most of who is from West Africa? Who? My man Gotti in the building. What up? Good grief. Why listen to yammering from delusion liberals? Nah, I don't like listening to liberals at all. What up, Chief? Why not? My man Bruiser in the building. What up with you? Stop talking about Spirit. They're going out of business. I hope Spirit never go out of business. And if they do go out of business, I just hope they have a great replacement. Only Will Hannes won't do connecting flights. I mean, why would I do a connecting flight? I don't. What's the purpose of a connecting flight when you can fly direct? And you, as you see, I'm showing you. I gave you two examples. I went to two major cities, two cities I buy a lot of tickets to go to. I hate Miami with a passion. I don't hate Houston. It's just an ugly city, but I actually got love for Houston. If Houston wasn't so hot and so ugly, I moved to Houston. My man Mono in the building. Frontier, my favorite airline. My man, hey, I ain't got no problems with Frontier. I'll fly Frontier. They're my second choice, but I prefer Spirit. The reason why I prefer Spirit, because I live in Atlanta and this is the hub for Spirit. A lot of Frontier flights used to have to connect in Denver. Before, they used to have every flight connected in Denver, no matter what. And that was not cool. I didn't always like connecting. But if I was flying to like Vegas or something, I wouldn't mind flying to Denver and connecting. When I used to live in Minneapolis, I didn't mind flying to Denver and connecting when I was flying to LA. Because when I lived in LA and I lived in Minneapolis. And so I used to fly to those two cities a lot, like I do with Houston and Atlanta now. It was always LA, Minneapolis, LA, Minneapolis. So connecting in Denver didn't bother me as much. Will, where's Real Dope Dad? He is logging on tonight. Is he logging on tonight? I don't know who's logging on tonight. Nobody's said that it was going to come up. I posted the link. Ain't nobody said no request to join. So sign me up for the $108 all day. My dog. I got tickets to New Jersey for $19 before with Frontier. My dog. That's what I'm talking about. Raz, what up, Raz? Big Delta. My man Gotti say Big Delta. I'm not mad at my man Gotti. See, my man Gotti gets special privileges with Delta that a lot of us don't get. So I ain't got no problem with him. And Delta got more flights than any other airline in America. So probably more than any other airline in the world. I think they're the biggest airline in the world. I know they're the biggest airline in America. I don't know about the world. But anywho, it doesn't surprise me. I won't be challenged on my theories. But if this was social media, Instagram and TikTok, oh yeah, they'll be coming with all type of slander. What's up, Trinity? How you doing? So look, y'all, I don't have a whole lot because, again, I'm not here to argue with people. I'm here to give my perspective and hear y'all out. See what y'all got to say. See if y'all got any pushback. If y'all want to add something to it. If y'all want to challenge my perspective a little bit in an intellectual way where I can learn something. And if not, then it is what it is. But I'm gonna try to keep my live streams to 2 hours or less. I don't like going more than 2 hours. If I'm a guest on a panel, I could do it 6 hours. But when I'm hosting, I don't have as much passion for the podcast space hosting. I don't. It don't speak to me. Now, when my woman gets up to speed and she can start helping me with it and she can run the show or something, take over the show, I should say, then I'll be happy to do it. But when I got to do all the driving, when I got to talk and ask all the questions and navigate and read comments and stuff like that, nah, that ain't for me. Look, if I was a guest on somebody's show, like on a talk show, TV show, I would not be interested in what the audience has to say. I'm there to say what I got to say. Whether they want to hear it or not is irrelevant. We're moving on. But engage in the comment section as much as I try to, it's not my thing. So whenever I get some sponsorship from Spirit coming through, some money I can pay somebody to do some of these things, then I'm gonna entertain that because I really want to engage y'all, but I don't want to be the one having to focus on engaging y'all. I'd rather somebody else look at that and be like, oh, y'all, good comment. Let's address this, and boom, put on the screen, then we'll address it. But if I got shit, I'm not. All right, what's the topic today? Topic was random, bro. It was do we listen to one another? And I don't think we do. I really don't think we do. I think there's some brilliant people out here that we choose not to listen to, and we rather hear the popular voices. Like my man Mono, bro, you got some interesting, great perspectives. We push the envelope a little bit when we talk to one another, but both of our voices will be overshadowed by an R&B singer or a rapper. Well, you a rapper, but I'm talking about like one of these social like people who's well known, like a superstar celebrity. That why do we give a damn what you think just because you can sing? But for some strange reason, we ain't never heard you speak on politics, but you come out talking about vote or die or something like that, and it's like, what? I wanted to touch on the Charlie Kirk stuff, but I just chose not to because obviously there's been so many people talking about it. I don't like talking about things that everybody's talking about. It doesn't really behoove me to just jump on the bandwagon and talk about things that everybody's been talking about. I was a Charlie Kirk fan. I've been a Charlie Kirk fan for about a year and a half. I want to say maybe a little longer. I'm not sure as when I came across his content, but I don't want to say a huge Charlie Kirk fan, because I think when you say a huge Charlie Kirk fan, I think people think you should know a whole lot about him. But I've listened to so many of his debates. I've probably, like I said, I've been listening to him for like a year and a half, and I'm a fan. I think the man was spot on in majority of stuff he said. Did he say some salacious stuff, some stuff that may rub some people the wrong way? Yeah, I say stuff that rub people the wrong way. But do I think he was wrong? No. If you take it out of context, yes. But if you listen to the full context, no. But I just didn't want to touch on it too much. I talked about it a little bit on the Lapeef Network, but I just didn't want to shout out to Lapeef. But I ain't really want to touch on it because it was just people not really ready to have that conversation. So when people are ready to have that conversation, then cool. Now I do have a debate that I'm working on. There's a gentleman that wants to debate me, and it ain't gonna go well for him. But if that might happen this Thursday. If it don't happen this Thursday, it'll happen next Thursday. If it don't happen next Thursday, it ain't gonna happen because these dudes love talking. They love throwing rocks and hiding their hands. So if he don't do it this Thursday or next Thursday, I know it's not gonna happen. So I'm gonna just remove it from my memory. I'm not even gonna think about it. I did 6 hours on TikTok today. Damn. Okay. I flew Atlanta to Jamaica on Frontier for $250 per person. Delta price was $850 per ticket. Okay. That was round trip. I've been following him since 2017. Oh, word. You've been following Charlie Kirk since 2017? Damn. You in the game before me. Like I said, it might be a little bit more than a year and a half. I just can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember. I think it's been, I would say a year and a half. I'm gonna give myself maximum 2 years. I'm gonna say I don't think I knew about Charlie Kirk prior to 2023. So I'm gonna say late 2023, 24, and all of 25, or maybe mid 2023. Yeah, mid 2023, all of 24 and up through 25 until his passing. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, if that's it, if nobody got anything they want to say about what the things I've said, that's cool. We can table it. And I'll give y'all a couple of seconds to determine if that's what y'all gonna do. And otherwise, I'm gonna wrap this thing up and I'm gonna go watch a movie with my lady, and we're gonna do what we do. Look at these little babies, put them to sleep, and then rub each other's feet. You know what I'm saying? We old, we rub feet. And look, in closing, I'm gonna let y'all hear something because my man, Mr. Monologue McGad, featuring his wife, Miss Mono, they've been my theme music for the past couple of weeks. Oh, let me break this down to y'all. So we did the From Hello to I Do episode 2 weeks ago. It was the women talking about their perspective from Hello to I Do. I think the ladies were nice and kind and they gave perspective, but I think the perspective was terrible because it wasn't complete. No disrespect to none of the ladies. I think they was cool. I appreciate them being vulnerable, transparent, and sharing their thoughts. And then last week, we did From Hello to I Do part 2 from the men's perspective. And I think the men were terrible. No disrespect to them. I appreciate them being transparent and sharing their perspective, but it was just terrible. And I'm just sitting here like, dang, this week I was supposed to do the From Hello to I Do from my perspective and show that how the areas where you guys were lock in step and where you guys were just like a bridge too far, and show y'all how y'all can kind of reconcile that. And I was just like, I can't do that yet. I can't do that. We have to really solidify that we are just different. I don't think y'all are ready to listen to a person really break down the differences because I think it would just be too much pushback. So I'm going to make a conscious effort over the next couple of weeks, next couple of broadcasts, to try to sprinkle some little thought perspective in there. And I'm going to do the From Hello to I Do episode from my perspective towards the end of the year. I think it'll give me enough time to try to build my case to show y'all that y'all don't know what y'all talking about, to show y'all how y'all are selfish, to show y'all how y'all are inconsiderate, to show y'all how y'all rude, disrespectful, lack decorum. And just build up this case so that when I present to y'all, y'all can't refute it. Y'all, I'm like, oh, damn. And it's not even what I do. Like, I don't go build a defense. I argue in real time, my perspective. And sometimes I don't have all the information. But now I'm going to have some time to build a case against y'all. And when I build this case against y'all, it's not going to go well for y'all. I think the dudes, I think y'all are dumb when it comes to women. And the women, I think y'all are dumb when it comes to men. And I think y'all are too selfish to try to learn how to add value to the other gender. I think y'all are too self-centered and too focused on yourselves. And I think if y'all can get to a point where y'all say, look, it's not about just me. My job to be with this man is to make sure his life is better because of me. And if the men were to say, because if I'm going to be with this woman, my job is to make sure her life is better because of me. We do it the opposite way. We try to figure out how you add value to my life. And if you don't add any value to me, then why are you here? No, dummy. I'm going to take it a little step further. Stupid ass. No. Think about when we have children. We don't have children for them to add value to us. We bring children into this world so that we can add value to them. Our job is to add value to the people we bring into our world. Look, I'm already teaching y'all, and I'm not even supposed to be doing this. I'm supposed to be saving this to the end. But I want y'all to think about this. Ladies, for those of you who are struggling to get a man, and it's a lot of y'all, your job is to figure out how to add value to men. But you're walking around trying to figure out how these men can add value to you. And I'm telling you, that's just dumb. It's dumb because if you think about it, you're Spirit Airlines. You, my dear, are Spirit Airlines. Shout out to Spirit. I got love for Spirit. But the general public talk bad about Spirit. I'll take you stragglers in. If I was single, I'll take you women who work at Waffle House, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, Family Dollar, and Walmart. I do not like you educated women. I don't. My woman educated, I don't prefer that. It does nothing for me. My woman's education has benefited me nothing in my life. Nothing. I could care less. She could have not graduated high school. I would have been perfectly fine with that. Now, that's not every guy. Some guy, oh, I need me an educated woman. We need to be able to intellectually stimulate each other. Well, maybe so. I don't need my woman to intellectually stimulate me. I need my woman to be feminine, submissive, and respectful. Respect first. I don't need no damn mental stim. I don't even like talking to women. I'm sexist as hell. Most women, I don't like talking to y'all. Now, does that mean I won't talk to you? Does that mean I can't learn something from you? No, I understand that I can learn something from y'all. I understand that y'all have value. That don't mean I like talking to y'all. I don't know. Maybe I'm just man enough to say it. I have 4 daughters. So understand what I'm saying. I have 4 daughters, and I will listen to my daughters to the end of the earth. Does that mean I like it? Nope. Absolutely not. Will I do it? You're damn right. Will I listen to my woman? Yep. When she be talking, do I be like, wish she would stop sometimes? Absolutely. And she'll say the same thing about me. I don't think women necessarily like talking to men all the time. So I don't think there's a problem with that. Well, I think it's a problem when y'all don't listen to men. Now, my woman don't have to like talking to me at all, but she need to listen to me. She definitely need to listen to me. And I made a conscious decision that I need to start listening to her more. I do. My woman is smart. She's creative. She's experienced. She got knowledge in her head, and I need to extract that out and add it to my life and add it to our lives and propel my family because of it. But at the end of the day, you women are Spirit Airlines. Y'all don't get men because y'all don't deserve men. And a lot of you dudes, y'all Frontier Airlines with Delta mentality. Or no, no, y'all have an outlook on yourselves like y'all are Delta Airlines. Like the women have outlooks on themselves like they're Delta Airlines. And the women are Spirit, the men are Frontier. But the difference between men and Frontier, a lot of men know that they're Frontier Airlines. Some of them have an idea that they're Delta Airlines, because, we live in this metrosexual phase where everybody a little sensitive, a little sweet. So anyways, I'm going to build on those airline analogies for y'all. Make it make sense, package it up for y'all, and deliver it to y'all. And y'all going to accept it because y'all ain't got no other choice, because everything I say is right. I'm Mr. Moore Writer. And on that note, we about to get on up out of here because ain't nobody trying to cam up real quick. Let's see what else we got. Miss Day showed up. How you doing, Miss Day? Could you blend your panel, both men and women? I can. I don't mind having men and women on here. The problem with it is I don't want people arguing. I don't want people not listening to each other. And I don't think men and women do a good job of listening to each other. I know the women listen to the men
They listen to the men because men pander. When men are pandering, the women will listen. The men pander, women listen. Women don't listen to the truth. When men tell y'all the truth, y'all don't listen. Y'all get mad. Y'all shut down. Men in general don't really listen to women unless they want to sleep with her. So if the men don't want to sleep with you, they're not listening to you. So think about that, ladies. Y'all only listening to men when they're pandering. Men are only listening to you if they want to sleep with you. They don't listen. You can make it painfully clear to them that you'll never sleep with them. But because they want to sleep with you, they'll listen to you. So if a man don't want to sleep with you, good luck trying to get him to listen to you. He ain't listening. He may sit there and nod his head and he going to say whatever you're trying to hear. Or he may be nice to you, or he may be flat out rude and disrespectful to you if he ain't trying to sleep with you. But if he want to sleep with you, he gonna pander like hell. And if he pandering, you gonna listen. Because y'all listen to any dude who's pandering. Y'all think men who pandering understand and got their head on right. No, you only think that because he's agreeing with you. But most of you women are stupid too. Now, just think about that. If you make a statement, if you're a stupid person and you make a statement and a man agrees with your statement, and he supports your statement by pandering to you, how stupid is he? Or how much of an opportunist is he? Ladies, so look, when y'all come correct, when y'all can have a conversation and y'all can say, you know what, I admit that it's a possibility that I'm wrong. If you come from a perspective that there's a possibility that you're wrong, I think you are a good person to have a conversation with. If you are not wrong and you refuse to be wrong, you're not a good person for me to talk to. First and foremost, I'm Mr. More Writer, so I'm right. Now think about that. If I'm right and you feel, that makes you right. Now we got two people who are right, who are on polar opposite ends of the conversation. Now the audience gonna be stupid because now the audience got to pick and choose. Shout out to me again. They got to pick and choose who do they like the most. So if they like me more, they're going to side with me. If they like the woman more, they're going to side with her, especially if they're a panda bear. They might be like, damn, they're going to have a real conundrum. They're going to be like, damn, I agree with Will, but I can't go against this beautiful black queen. I can't go against this goddess, sister, mother of the earth. No. No, she right. Nah, Will. So you got to kind of understand where she coming from, my dude. Like, for real, if you just take the time and listen to her, and I'm like, nigga, shut up. Take the time and listen to her. Listen to what? Niggas, you know she's stupid. If she's stupid, why am I listening to her? Now I'm not listening to you no more because you stupid. Anywho, I don't want to start rambling. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring y'all these airline analogies. I'm going to tighten it up. And we're going to bring y'all from hello to I do. And I got the right platform for it now. I'm going to work on the episode, Bad Relationship with Words. I'm going to finally bring that to life. I've been talking about bringing that to life for a long time, but I haven't done it because it's hard to talk to people. Most people are stupid. So anyways, on that note, we're going to wrap things up. Look, for those of you out there getting the results that you want, keep doing your thing. I'm rooting for you. I got your back. But for those of you out there that's losing, do us all a favor. Keep losing, and I'll holler at y'all.
One time. Yeah. 3 times. 4 times. Doing gang things, living super clean. That done came up. Can't control us. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control us. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control us. Look at you done came up now. Get it how you live, mess the game up now. Ain't messing with yoga, but get the flame up. Hey, used to be Toby, but got your name back now. I see ya, paid under pressure. 25 lighters, got them all on the dresser. If it ain't for you, ain't for you then. If you a lame or a sucker, wanna dress you then. Grown up now, bump the childish ways. Got a wife and a bunch of kids to raise. Punch a clock side hustle or a business you endure to ensure that all the bills is paid. Slow clap for your homeboy, could've turned out like your homeboy. Been on the same block, cooking up the same rock on the cell block lot with your homeboy. But no, you had vision, you had gold. Brand new you on the old time road. Take care of home where you bust your low. Black men don't teach, screaming bond these hoes. Real men talk, real king ways. Still in captivity, but minds ain't slave. Got a little wisdom, boy, you PD grade. Giving out the knowledge on the stoop these days. One time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my foe that it came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my foe that it came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the folk that it moved up. Even if you had a slow start screwed up. Used to gang bang, now homie brewed up. Had a little plan, I had them blew up. Look at you like a man right now. Dressed to the T, smelling like a grand right now. And you ain't got nothing from a handout now. Just faith and hard work gets it planned out now. You could've took a bunch of dusty roads. The hand dealt with a bunch of cards to fold. To stay hot while the world is freezing cold. The same plot, but the story's never old. Slow clap for your kinfolk. Could've been asking what your info. Prosecutor could be trying to do you in for the 2020 twins, so you passing out the info. But no, you had purpose, you had plans. I ain't throwing nothing up.
Dang, I'm trying to go ahead and play this thing full screen. I don't know what the deal is. Whatever. I don't know how to play this thing full screen. We gonna try to work with it.
One time. Yep. 3 times. 4 times. Doing gang things. Living super clean.
Dang, the sound ain't right. It is what it is. Look, we tried. But look, we'll get it right. Maybe we'll get the full file and then we can play it. We'll figure it out. But you know, we build it as we go. Anyways, y'all be easy. Y'all have yourselves a good night. Hey, my man, Mr. Monologue McGad, this is his song, King Things. Go check it out on YouTube. You want to hear the video? I'm going to play the song one more time on the outro because I think it's only right that we play the whole song. It got interrupted, so we're gonna do this thing right. Here we go.
One time. Yeah. 3 times. 4 times. Doing gang things. Living super clean. That done came up. Can't control us. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my foe that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control us. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my foe that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control us. Look at you done came up now. Get it how you live, mess the game up now. Ain't messing with yoga, but get the flame up. Hey, used to be Toby, but got your name back now. I see ya, paid under pressure. 25 lighters, got them all on the dresser. If it ain't for you, ain't for you then. If you a lame or a sucker, wanna dress you then. Grown up now, bump the childish ways. Got a wife and a bunch of kids to raise. Punch a clock side hustle or a business you endure to ensure that all the bills is paid. Slow clap for your homeboy, could've turned out like your homeboy. Been on the same block, cooking up the same rock on the cell block lot with your homeboy. But no, you had vision, you had gold. Brand new you on the old time road, take care still home where you bust your low. Black men don't cheat, screaming on the hoe. Real men talk, real king ways. Still in captivity, but minds ain't slave. Got a little wisdom, boy, you PD grade. Giving out the knowledge on the stoop these days. One time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my foe that it came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my foe that it came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the folk that it moved up. Even if you had a slow start screwed up. Used to gang bang, now homie brewed up. Had a little plan, I had them blew up. Look at you like a man right now. Dressed to the T, smelling like a grand right now. And you ain't got nothing from a handout now. Just faith and hard work gets it planned out now. You could've took a bunch of dusty rolls. The hand dealt with a bunch of cards to fold. To stay hot while the world is freezing cold. The same plot, but the story's never old. Slow clap for your kinfolk. Could've been asking what your info. Prosecutor could be trying to do you in for the 2020 twins, so you passing out the info. But no, you had purpose, you had plans. I ain't throwing nothing on Mercedes Benz. Won't impress y'all, don't need no fans. That ain't my God, who is that man? This real men talk, real king ways. Still in captivity, but minds ain't slave. Got a little wisdom, boy, you beat these grades. Giving out the knowledge on the stoop these days. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my foe that it came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my foe that it came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. Yeah, real man. Sheesh. Yeah, doing cane things. Living super clean. That it came up.
1 time for my king doing king things. Mom these hoes cause he know he got a good thing. I submit and I cook and I clean and I never hold back on that wop, I'ma let it rain. Made me honest, I got a ring. All praises to the most high, let it sing. A real man able, sister never came. And I ain't going nowhere, this is not a game. Look at you, girl, you lonely right now. Settling for bums instead of men the most high. He provide and protect so he get our respect. And he leading us aboard when them chariots fly. I don't really think you hear me though. You can't cross this bridge on some billy goats. Let them save you in the end like a Seminole. BS help me, shout it, let the silly go.
1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my foe that it came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my foe that it came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up.